Greetings, my V family all over the world. This is your one and only Chief. Coincidentally, coordination of my collar and my cap. I just realized it right now watching me on the camera. All right, welcome to my Instagram live. Welcome to week 13 of your journey to max out. So let me do a little bit of shout outs to Umang. All right, Muna. Okay, Chandar, Osama, Magnificent Manu, Soleria. All right, you have, of course, Deepak Dark Miss, my loyal friend. All right, Kalbim, Ajay, Marwan. What's up, AVP Marwan in the house? Rakesh, Loreen, the V official, Sauna Buff, Murshid PM, Aldura. All right, Nargesh, how are you? AVP Nargesh in the house. All right, Prince Mahesh 868 in the house. Sarah, Assalamualaikum. Vijay Rishi, Sadiq, Hendra Nilam, V partner Hendra Nilam in the house. Gaurav, Razbit, Vicky Ras. All right, how you doing there? All right, official KCV, Ibn Abbas, AVP Ibn. In the house, miss you, bro. Sahat, Rahul Pinayar, Memory Makers. All right, Danish Maharjan. All right, Vishish. All right, Gazoni, Rami, Kali, love you from Iraq. Yes, I love you guys in Iraq. Greetings. Pavan, Leo Taran. All right, DRZ, Shubham, Miss Avengers, Gazoni. What's up? All right, welcome. Ankit, El Mufak, Bonjour, Tunet Official, Rita in the house, Naman, love you. Mufi, Rishab, Limitless, Yashmaru, Asli, Pravesh. Unbelievable. Baluku. All right. GPL 07. RJ34. Avinash Mishra. Ayub. Morocco. Bonjour. Assalamualaikum. Sayan. Kamal. 8760 Vishal. Katir. Okay. Shout outs to all of you guys. So firstly, Assalamualaikum to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. Namaste. Wanakam. Aibowan. Alright, apa kabar? Bonjour to everyone in the French-speaking countries. Privyet. Alright. Salam to everyone from Iran. Alright, marhaba. Okay, and guys, greetings to everyone in QN Europe. Alright, all over the world. Thank you for joining my Instagram live. Welcome to week 13. And I hope that you guys took your TAT seriously on week 12. And today, my message is very, very important. So listen very carefully. Tell your unbelievable downlines around the world. If they can't join me live, ask them to watch my video on my Instagram grid so that they get this message. And I have realized, 22 years, guys. But firstly, I wanted to talk to you guys about your IG, your Instagram names, okay? It's so funny because Instagram forces you to be creative because your name is technically almost guaranteed taken by somebody else, including dot or hashtag, because there's 7 over billion people on the planet and it forces us to be creative. And I almost feel like we can create practically a brand new person by your Instagram name. Like, all of you guys, okay, try to do underscores and then you have Magnificent Manu, alright, Broadband 2016 from Tanzania, unbelievable, alright, and I'm telling you, Anarmenia Unity from Armenia, what's up? PU, alright? And I love reading the Instagram names you have because it forces you to be creative. Now, mine is obviously the V Chief, which thanks to Claire and Loreen I managed to get. But I don't know. All right. If I ever create my own personal Instagram page, I don't know what I'll call myself. I don't know whether I'll call myself Patman Senati Raja, which I'm sure is taken because the greatest name on the planet, or I'll call myself something else. So it's interesting. If I ever create another Instagram personal page, I will think of the coolest name ever. All right. James Bond, Superman, Batman, something like that. Okay. So welcome to Instagram Live. And this week on my Instagram Live, I've been spending a lot of time, as you know. All right. I spend as much time as I humanly can with Dato Sri Vijay Ishwaran. And over the years, I've realized the importance for you to be connected to your working upline. All right. And this is fundamentally important. And each one of you who are building your business today, ask yourself, are you connected to your working upline? And I mean connected. And I'm not talking about only TAT. The purpose of having a working upline, like I have Dato Sri Vijay, I have Japadas Bismarck, all right, is very simple, guys. Think of the logic, all right? You want to achieve something, all right, that the other person has already achieved. So it's only logical that you learn, that you surrender to the wisdom your working upline has, because your working upline is further down in the journey and they can give you clarity. And I realized today that the interaction between you and your working upline is very limited. All right. Now, I speak to Dato Sri Vijay about everything. I seek guidance on everything. That we always say your upline is your lifeline, guys. All right. And I think the challenge many people face is that you don't know which upline to connect to. You don't know which upline to surrender to. Guys, there is no perfect science. You just have to identify that upline and consistently work with them. That your journey to max out is not impossible without the working upline, because you always have the V. But it'll be very challenging without the working upline. So please make sure you consistently find a reason to counsel with your working upline. And I always realize when you do the 8 basic building blocks, many people do not know how to expound on block number 7 and block number 8, which is counsel your upline, and block number 8 is duplicate. All right. Everything else you are experts. Follow through, presentation, commitment, the art of inviting and prospecting, the dream. All right. The list. All this you're experts. But when it comes to number 7 and 8, I always realize people's modules are shorter. All right. And good news, I don't know when, but sometime this month, April latest, your grand upline is going to release my new 8 basic building blocks, guys. So you can watch it on VTube Plus. Very exciting stuff. So I realize this. So please, as much as you are an expert in dream, the list, presentation, art of prospecting, never forget block number 7 and 8. Counsel your upline, whether you are in Kenya, whether you are in Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkey, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, the whole of GCC, all right, Tanzania, Ghana, guys, okay, wherever you are, Cote d'Ivoire, all right, make sure if you are in Europe, India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, okay, Malaysia, Pakistan, Indonesia, okay, Vietnam, wherever you are, Thailand, make sure you are consistently, the whole of Central Asia, you are focused on block number 7 and 8, which is consistently counsel with your upline. Because you don't want to be alone on this journey. And you don't want to be on this journey without a guide, right? Like a tour guide who takes you on this journey to max out and duplicate. And today on this Instagram Live, based on my engagement with Dato Sri Vijay, practically every day, I realized the importance of having intensity in everything you do. Now, I don't know how to explain this. And today, just as I was activating going live, I was thinking to myself, how do I explain this to you amazing, my downlines around the world? How do I explain the need that this business requires a high level of intensity. Okay? Now, the reason for this is a logic that I have applied in my own journey of life. That you can say anything, all right? But the effectiveness of what you say is 100% dependent on the intensity in how you communicate it. Now, don't get me wrong. Intensity is not about shouting. It's not about that. That you can speak even with your softest voice and create a serious level of intensity in the person who's listening to you. Now, intensity is a skill that originates from here, from within you, from your core. And intensity comes from why you're doing this. Goes back to your dream, your passion, your commitment to this business. But I realize today that a lot of people struggle to lead their people, right? Because you lack the intensity, right? Now, I believe, and I watched Dato Sri Vijay for 22 years, that when you do something, you have a choice, all right? How intense you're going to be when you do it. Now, intensity means that when you speak, when you do something on stage, off stage, the presentation, right? You send out an energy that people cannot ignore. You send out an energy that people are drawn to you. All right? They're attracted to you and they want to follow you. Now, the mistake a lot of people make in this journey to max out is that you think that you don't have to change the way you do things from the time you started before and after joining QNet. No, there must be change. Because you need to understand that this business is about convincing people. Whatever you say, whether it's a presentation, whether it's a training, whether it's a TAT, whether it's facing a challenge, you are ultimately convincing somebody to follow you. See, network marketing, all right, it's not about followers. It's about having the ability to convince people to follow you. All right, that's the ultimate nutshell of network marketing. Because if people choose not to follow you, all right, then you will not be able to achieve the ultimate goal you're aiming for. And this comes back to this mojo, this intensity in you. All right, it's in your eyes, it's in your voice, it's in your intonation, it's in everything, it's in your body language, it's in the way you walk, you talk, you sit, you stand. All right, it's an overall feeling that you convey subconsciously or consciously to the people around you. And this is what differentiates an average networker and an unbelievable networker. This is the power of people like Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. And you see, they're two different styles. But you still feel their intensity. You still get switched on. You get attracted to them, that you want to follow them. All right? Because of their confidence, because of their belief, because of their conviction in what they say. And it's not the content of what they say. It is how they say it and how they make you feel when they say it. This is a power of a great networker. And each one of you, thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you for the hearts. Happy Holi. I didn't know it was Holi. Mozambique, what's up? All right. Okay, I'm so happy to see you guys from Mozambique, from Europe, from Germany, Sweden. All right, Greece, France. Unbelievable. Cote d'Ivoire again. All right, love you guys. India, make some noise. Nepal. All right, Ghana. Yes, I remember Ghana, of course. All right, Tunisia, Armenia is there again. Turkey, what's up? Kurdistan, Iraq, unbelievable. Kazakhstan again. Russia, what's up, guys? UAE, Saudi. All right, Algeria, I love you guys. Algeria. Okay, Kenya once again. All right, Qatar. Unbelievable, guys. Morocco, Tajikistan. I love you guys. Tajikistan. India again. All right, Kuwait. Bahrain, unbelievable, guys. Pakistan, namaste, what's up? All right, guys, I love you guys from all over the world. This is the United Nations of Financial Freedom. All right, J.R. Meyer, thanks for joining us up. We love you. All right, Ghana once again, unbelievable. So coming back to this intensity, all right, Malaysia, what's up, Zul? Okay, and this is Iran, Salam Babajans, all right, and this is so important that if you do not have this ability, all right, to create this intensity, you will not have this ability to be a great networker. Now, I learned from Dato Sri Vijay. Dato Sri Vijay says that if you are selective when you use your intensity, then you will lose that intensity. So, Patman, you need to learn how to do everything. You need to learn how to do everything like it's your last day. You need to do everything with the power. All right? And again, don't get me wrong. It's not the loud voice. It's the intensity, the focus, that people know that you're serious about what you're saying. That this is not just you're doing it for fun, but you're doing it because you believe in it. And that intensity is what retains people in your organization, because they know they're following somebody who knows where they're going. Because if you look back in history, if you see all these warriors who led people in battle, and I did the warrior module at VCC, and I told you that everything is a battle. All right, your presentation is a battle to convince that person to say yes. All right, training is a battle to convince people to empty their cup, listen and apply. And when you have challenges in your market, all right, it's truly a battle that you have no choice but to fight. And if you look at the warriors of the past, and you can watch all these movies from Bajirao Mastani to Braveheart, all right, or Spartan 300, my favorite movies, where the leader, the general, right, the main warrior, stood up in front of his soldiers and convinced them to fight to death if necessary. And I'm asking myself, how do you convince somebody to fight to death? What must you say? With what level of conviction must you speak to convince people to follow you, to fight to death? Can you imagine? If I went back in history, I'm asking myself, will I have the ability to stand in front of my soldiers knowing that if they follow me, they might die and leave behind their families? But that is the key. That is the key, all right, to being a great networker. To convey your belief, to convey your conviction, to convey your commitment, that your people must believe that you believe. That when I sit down with Dato Sri Vijay, all right, there's not a second in my mind, not a second, where I think, does he really believe in network marketing? Does he really believe that QNet is going to conquer the world? I never have that doubt, because of the way Dato Sri Vijay communicates to me. His level of intensity is simply unbelievable, guys. And here is where I think a lot of you are afraid, all right, of breaking out, okay, of being free to express your love for this business, to express your belief in this business, to express your commitment to this journey. Because I'm telling you that this intensity can only be killed by fear. All right? can only be killed by fear. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you are scared. I'm saying you have a fear. That all of you have a fear to let out that power within you, that intensity, that conviction, that mojo, that moxie. You understand? And everyone is so careful today. Now, from day one, when I sat down with Dato Sri Vijay, all right, and he told me that, Patman, if you get rid of the greatest fear of mankind, and the greatest fear of mankind is not snakes, spiders. I have to admit, when I see a snake, I freak out a little bit, okay? All right, depending what kind of snake. But it's not those kind of fears I'm talking about. And even death is not the ultimate fear. All right? Because death is not in your hands. It will come when it comes. Do you understand? Live life to the fullest. Like I told you, I think the last Instagram or Wednesday message. Live today like it's your last day. But plan for 100 years. As Dato Sri Vijay told me 22 years ago. And I maximize my day. But the greatest fear that doesn't allow you to be a great networker, all right, is this fear which I spoke about many VCons on stage. Your greatest fear. And don't immediately disagree with me. I want you to think about this for 1 minute. All right? Your greatest fear is the fear of what people think of you. Do you understand this? This is the greatest fear that's stopping you from being powerful, from being a great networker. And now you're thinking, no, Chief, I don't care about what people think about me. You do. Because you have to understand, we have been programmed from the time we were born, all right, to be fearful of what people think of us. From how we live, how we dress, how we speak. Now, I think some of that advice was given to us based on some level of cultural logic. Do you understand? And our parents are old-fashioned and you can't blame them. They come from that generation. And they told us, be careful this, be careful. But what you fail to understand, that teaching, that cultural taboos and whatever has been put into us has created a fear in us of what people think of us. And this fear has grown in you to a substantial level that you are so afraid of your boss. You are afraid to speak up. You know, my mantra is always to speak. Say it when you feel it. This is my mantra. Say it, all right, when you feel it. But we are trained to feel it but never say it. Right? We are almost trained. If you realize how many times, all right, the elders, okay, or our parents or uncles and aunties or society or schools have told you to shut up. Okay, enough. Shut up. Okay, don't talk so much. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. So you reach a point where we are afraid to speak what we feel. And that makes you ineffective, all right, in leading your people. Because if you look at all the great warriors, if you look at Japa and Dato Sri Vijay, and you have heard them hopefully many times on VCC, VCon stage live, or on VTube Plus, if you realize their greatest strength, they're not afraid of what people think of them. Because QNet has been attacked, criticized, vilified by the morons out there who don't understand who they are, who we are, okay? But it never impacted Dato and Japa. It never stopped them from saying what they feel, all right? And that honesty, that fearlessness is an attractive thing of a great leader. And if you, all right, want to lead your organization, which is ultimately the main goal of a networker, to lead your people. If you want to lead your organization, then You have to get rid of this fear. If you want to maintain the intensity all the time in everything you do, you have to get rid of this fear, what people think about you. And Dato Sri spoke to me about this maybe 20 years ago. And his message to me, first he told me I had that fear. I said, no way, Dato Sri, I don't have that fear. All right? But I realized I did. And I worked and I realized one day, at that time, 20 years ago, I was afraid of what people thought about me. And I changed. And today, it's not that I don't care about other people's opinions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid of their opinions. I don't allow them to judge me. And once you have taken this decision to build your network, to reach max out, you must not allow that fear to exist. Because that's a fundamental fear that's holding you back from great success in QNet. It's a fundamental fear that's holding you back from conveying your conviction, your belief, your message, your heart, your intensity to your people. And I'm not telling you to be rude. I'm not telling you to cut all the ties around you, you understand, and live in isolation and only build QNet. No. But I'm telling you to get rid of that fear of what people think of you. Because those people, their opinions, when you have fear of their opinions, you empower them. Right? And that's stupidity, because when you empower them, you weaken yourself. You weaken your ability to build, to lead, to unleash your limitless potential, to be somebody powerful. And network marketing requires you to be a fearless leader, not an intelligent leader, not a systematic leader. People want fearless leaders. And being fearless doesn't mean you're stupid. It simply means that you don't be impacted by what people say anymore. And this requires you to grow up, guys. You started a journey, and if you ever want to rise and speak on stage and be like the great ones, Japa, Dato, or the V partners, Arun, Adli, Sati, David, Dave Joel, Dave Wadhwani, Donna, Padma, Kavita, you understand, the Sachins of the world, Ranjit, Ferdi, Hendra, Mahindra Kumar, Cherian, Dr. Motas, Mohanat, all right, TG. If you want to be Kuna, if you want to be these great people, if you observe all of them, they've reached a point in their lives where they no longer fear what people think of them. And in my 22 years journey, I have summarized that as the greatest fear. Not the fear of failure, not the fear of rejection. I don't care, I love it. You understand? Not the fear of governments. People have challenged governments and become victorious. Not the fear of, our competitors or whatever, because nobody can compete with QNet. But the greatest fear I've identified in everyone, whether you are building your network or just starting to sign up or in the corporate world of the QI group, your greatest fear is what people think of you. And then you make a mistake where you adapt, adjust, accommodate wrongly to satisfy this fear. And then you stop being who you really are. And you lose that identity, that rawness, that power that you were born with. Because I remember this. My mom always told me, every human being is born fearless. And if you look at your baby, a newborn baby, they're fearless. They're not afraid of snakes. They're not afraid what you think of them. All right? They're not afraid of pooping anytime. You understand? They're not afraid to cry, to scream, to shout. They don't comply. So if you want to be one day a great one, like Japadas Bismarck and the one and only Dato Sri Vijay Ishwar, stop fearing what people think of you. This is your life, your journey, your max out, your dreams, your team, your people. Don't empower the rest of the world who will never understand what is going on in your mind and your heart, even if you sit down for 10 hours and explain to them. Until today, nobody even understands me. Alright? And I respect everyone. But I don't allow them to control my life. I don't allow them to limit my growth. I don't allow them to create fear in me. Because I am Padman Senatiraja. I know who I am. I know why I started this journey 22 years ago, and I know why I'm still here today. So stop fearing what people think of you. And then suddenly you will feel a sense of freedom, a sense of power to express yourself and say it when you feel it. That I have never prepared ever for any module, any video, any Instagram live. I just say what I feel. And today, this is what I feel. That I feel the greatest fear holding you back is your fear of what people think of you. Get rid of that fear. You are limitless. I believe in you. I love you. Your dreams will become a reality. Just get rid of that fear and you will conquer the world, I promise you. That this year, 2021, is your time to shine. Don't allow your next door neighbor, your relative, even your own parents, family, best friend, husband, wife, brother, sister, don't allow anyone to stop you from being who you are meant to be. This is what I want to convey to you guys this week on my Instagram live. Welcome to week 13. Rock it, go crazy, achieve your TAT, and stop fearing what others think of you, because it ultimately doesn't matter. This is your journey, your life. This is your time to shine. I love you guys.